We are all getting ready to paint a mural on Saturday.
We're painting this building to make the community look all pretty.
It's about making things look nice and having some experience in it.
It's not many things around here, many murals or any nice things around here, so I thought it was a good idea, something that will help the community.
It's like a type of painting that a lot of people work on together. Each of them paint different pictures.
We're going to paint different people who wrote jazz and music notes and things like that.
I touch your lips and all at once the sparks go flying. Those devil lips that know so well the art of lying. And though I see the danger still, the flames grow higher. I know I must surrender to your kiss of fire.
Last year we applied for a grant with the Youth Advisory Committee of the Berks County Community Foundation. A group of youth select different organizations in the city to give money for worthy projects. So we wanted to do a mural project because the PAL kids have seen the PAL do murals with other programs. The Juvenile Probation Office sponsored programs do a mural every year, and we've been asked by the other kids on many occasions why they can't do a mural. So we applied for the grant and we were able to offer it to the PAL kids.
Here at the PAL, I came some months ago with a workshop. I did a workshop here, and from that workshop I was just speaking with Marge, and she said there was a possibility of a mural project, that there was not a site. And I got involved because I found the site for the mural project. And then we discussed that how to go about doing it, and we needed more artists. And we got a hold of Mike Miller.
The first project I did with PAL was earlier this year in the summer, and I collaborated with another artist, Bev Leviner, mosaic artist, and the piece that we created was really successful. And I think as a result of that, PAL contacted me to be a part of this particular mural. Marge called me mid-September, so we had a very short time frame to work with. After probably a week of quickly meeting with the building owner and some students, we began to create the idea with Ed and Marge and I and Nate, the owner, before we met with the kids. So we had sort of a concept that we were approaching the kids with.
The objective of the grant and the program is to create the opportunity for the children to explore the arts in this would be the visual arts. So they learn about teamwork and creating a design. They learn certain techniques and skills. They learn about materials. They work with a professional artist in the community, so they have the role model to see that the arts are a viable occupation. They improve the community, so it's a project that's by the children, for the children in the long run.
My particular, inspiration comes from the Mural Arts program in Philadelphia. It began more as an anti-graffiti process. Jane Golden, the director of that program, first started with working with these graffiti artists. She was put in charge of them and trying to not have them go out and just do graffiti wherever they wanted to, but try and channel that creative energy into doing something positive. And it's one of the most active mural programs in the country. They have, children through college age involved in learning about murals, designing murals, painting murals. Today, there's nearly 2,500 public murals in the city.
Originally, we had another site in mind. We looked at a building, it's about 2 blocks from the PAL, and we were negotiating with the owner, but the cost of rehabilitating the building up to the standard that we needed was prohibitive, so the owner decided he didn't want to have the mural. And as we scouted through the neighborhood for other sites, we saw this building, and there was an article in a newspaper called The Drum, which is a African American aimed publication, and it announced the opening of this jazz club coming up in the neighborhood.
The theme of his business there is actually a jazz club. So basically, it seemed appropriate to kind of cooperate with his theme of the jazz entertainment side and put jazz images there.
The first time we met with the kids, we basically Ed and I introduced ourselves, spoke about the work that we had done, our own artwork, and we talked about the process of mural making.
Well, first we had to look at different murals in different books.
We took like a field trip to a mural the director did before. And that really it got me into it. I was like, hey, cool, I get to make this.
The way this is painted with the different colors, that's something we're thinking about doing over there with the faces, so it looks like the people that we want. And that's the one thing, when the artists paint these, they know that it's not going to last forever. You know, we presented the kids, we had the kids look through the books and showed them particular images we were thinking about, and the kids' input into the process was that the second time we met with them, we had different styles of jazz music that we played for them, and Ed talked to them about abstraction and shapes and how sometimes adolescents especially are really nervous about drawing things that look real.
We listen to jazz music and just draw shapes and stuff.
And we had to sketch and draw the way the music felt to us in different shapes and symbols.
And we just had them draw shapes and designs in response to these different styles of music, and then we would bring everyone together and look at how, you know, everyone's designs were similar with certain styles of music. And so it's just sort of, you know, something that's, I guess, universal. We all feel certain ways when we listen to certain styles of music.
We thought up ideas what we're gonna draw on the wall.
It was great watching the kids draw, because they were, you know, dancing as sort of moving around, moving their bodies as well as, you know, their hands as they were drawing the shapes. So that was neat. And we took those particular shapes, and then we also had them at the end of the abstraction exercise. We had them sort of draw buildings and vignettes of cities within the same style. So instead of it looking just like any city, it would be, you know, a jazz city where the buildings may curve or sway or be angular as opposed to just cubes. And so those drawings we used to sort of create this cityscape that sort of weaves all the portraits and the performers together. And we tried to find even things unique to the city of Reading, like the river, particular buildings. So not that we're going to recognize them all, but it's like there's mill buildings that we have in our city, and the river, a bridge. So things that, you know, identify this as Reading as well.